KFC, let's go.
This is the best koha you'll ever receive.
Oh man.
Go hard, bro.
We got the wicked wings,
Yes,
baby.
have to.
This will be hot ones.
Ryan,
So just be like,
would you like a wicked wing, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll have
of course, Ryan wants one of them.
Please take a wicked wings. Yeah, you can use this. Thank you for coming back to Breaking Waves.
Man, every time you invite me to this, it's like, yep, sweet. Tell me when and we'll do it. I love it.
Tim has been on our show every year. OG supporter.
Oh.
See that?
But I go on a lot of podcasts. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I go on a lot of podcasts, and you know the good interviewers, and you know the ones that are just kind of like, they're just like, I want to do a podcast. But then there's ones that are like, I want to do a podcast and be very good at what I do and interview with, with grace and style and your own spin on things and originality. And that's what I like the most, about you and about whatever you guys do here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at that. Thank you so much. Nah, that's encouraging. I mean, I was watching you. I was like, what the hell? And then remember that.
When did you watch me?
2020, when you were like doing stuff on your computer, bro.
Damn, that's a long time ago, eh?
And yeah, exactly.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so I was watching you and I was like, and then you were talking about how you're getting guests.
Yeah.
And you were like, I just literally asked them. And then I was like, oh, nah, I have to like do something about this. So you're a huge inspiration to my journey as well.
It's crazy about that, right? How people like, I'd love to talk to you about this. How there's like this imaginary kind of, what's the word? Like a wall. They're like, oh, they won't want to come on my, the confidence that you have to go and approach somebody like that. The first time that ever happened to me was when I asked John Campbell. I was like, do you want to do it? Thinking, oh, nah, surely he's not going to answer. And he answered, and I was like, this is easy. But you do, for every one yes you get, there's plenty of no's. But people don't see the no's. They only say the yeses. Yeah. They only see when you get, the guests on that you get. Yeah.
Rejection is a weird concept, eh? Like fearing something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, like making up the story in your head and then going, oh, yeah, like, okay.
And then you've made this whole story up in your head and you've just sat still. You haven't actually moved to actually do anything about what you're afraid of.
I think everybody's kind of like that, though. Everybody has
definitely
that.
am like that, for sure. Which I always say it's weird. Even though, like, I know me and you, we've gone out of our box a lot, asking things that we don't even know we'll get, like guests and stuff like that. And we kind of just cope with it.
Is there a guest that you're kind of like, man, I think me and, not necessarily for views or not necessarily for, the prestige of it, but then you're like, man, I think I'd vibe really well with that person that you haven't had already?
I don't. I actually don't have something like that. And you're talking like anyone, eh?
Anyone.
Any person.
Yeah.
No, but I want to interview Elon Musk.
Okay.
He's one person. I'm just interested in his personal beliefs because he's like out there, right? Making big decisions for America right now. Doge, everything going on, but no one actually knows who or what he believes in as a person. He's got like 13 kids or something. Yeah. He said one of his daughters or his son that's now trans died, but she just transitioned. So he's kind of like, he's interesting to me. I can't put my finger on it. It's like, I want to know what you actually believe in. What are your values, But
because I feel that's your kind of, you're very good at just asking questions and bringing things to the light that other people sometimes are afraid to kind of bring up. I mean, the humble thing is a perfect example to bring that back up. Like it was a very polarizing statement, but there was some truth, there was some false, there was some, I don't know, there was that from different angles. It was very polarizing in its approach. And and I've said this a few times to different people, that's important to society. Like, if we don't have those types of people that are going to make these things, we're all just going to be just on, like, it's just going to be the matrix, the red pill, green pill, or blue pill thing. Yeah. Everybody's choosing, but there has to be people that choose that other side of things to talk about the things that people are a bit afraid to speak on or have not spoken on before.
Yeah.
And that's very important. You, Eliota is another one.
Yeah.
Mikkel.
Mikkel's really good.
Mikkel's another one. Like, being the defiant ones, being the ones that are a little bit different and see the world a little bit different, we have to give them their space too. Like they need a space to speak. They need space to give their opinions on things. And if we don't have that spaces, then we're just going to be channel 1, 2, and 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I totally talk with that. I think that's amazing.
I love transformation. I love seeing things, seeing people transform, seeing society transform. So I'm really interested in that. And like the guests that I want to bring on this year are really knowledge-based.
Great.
Questioning how we operate, how we do things in our culture and society. So I've done a lot of influences in the past, and it was awesome, fun vibes. But I feel like there's, even in my own journey, I'm trying to like explore.
How do you feel about that word influencer?
Bro, this is my podcast for you.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But I want to know your opinion on that. What do you think? What's your opinion on influencer, the word?
Influencer.
Would you consider somebody like me an influencer?
Yeah, I consider you an influencer.
Okay.
Influencer to me.
Isn't everybody an influencer?
Yeah.
So why are we going, that dude's got X amount of followers, that person's an influencer. Everybody influences somebody in their life.
But like maybe at a larger rate, they would call them
like a mass influencer.
Acknowledged influencer.
Oh, well,
because you have, I don't know, 50 to 100K followers or something.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I get called that and I cringe all the time. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. I don't like being called that. Like, cause,
why not?
Because I'm more of a creator than anything. I just create stuff and then just put it out there to the universe and then just be like, oh, well, like, I can't lie. And sometimes I'll count the view counts and be like, well, that was mean. But I'm not like, oh, I'm going to try and influence this person to buy my product. Or I'm just putting things out to the universe and just seeing what happens. Yeah. And that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Boxes suck anyway. And I love what you've been doing, Wei.
Like, what?
Just doing what you want to do.
Oh,
making figurines, freaking comedy, making content that you want to do. You're all over the place. And you know what? People like you upset a lot of people because you're not tied to a job title. You're not tied to an industry. You're kind of just doing what you want.
I mean, being in the industry and then not being in the industry, it's been quite an interesting transition. Like mentally for me, like I've been like, you know, I was on TV 2 times a week. I was on the radio 5 times a week. I was doing, we had Bakery Run, we had all these other things going on, which, you know, Bakery Run isn't mainstream, but it pretty much is. Like, you know,
it is. I would call it.
Yeah. And then, you know, it just kind of went, and that was a decision on my part. I was like, nah, I need to make a change. I need to make decisions because, you know, otherwise this will be the norm and I'll just be doing this all the time. And I couldn't do that, especially being away from my kids and my missus.
Yeah.
Like it was just getting too much. But yeah, it's interesting.
But you're doing your thing now, right? You're still Sky TV? Doing some content for Crowd?
A little bit here and there, not for Crowd. No.
Oh, not for Crowd?
Yeah, no, Crowd is finished for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think they're just going a different direction, which is cool. Go to play. And plus, I'm not in Auckland, and that's where most of the stuff happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully in the future doing some more stuff for Sky. But ideally, man, like this comedy thing is where I'm gonna go. This is where I'm happy. This is where I'm kind of like, this is cool. I can do this. This is no problem.
I know last year was a bit of a year for you, and I wanted to ask you 3 biggest learnings from last year.
Oh, that's a great question. 3 learnings. One of them is like when I came home. So I went back to Taranaki June, July, and I figured out like I missed so much. I missed so much of my son and my son who's 10, 11, 12, like that age group. I kind of missed and. You know, seeing him be so. I think like family is really important and putting that paramount.
Love that.
A lot of people say that. Oh, yeah, I put my kids paramount, but in actuality, like I would say that, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And so like.
But you've been honest about that, eh? Like on our last show, you were honest. You were pretty honest with that.
I was like, man, I feel really stink. I feel really guilty. My missus is doing so much work, and I'm just up here. I say living the life, but I mean it's not living the life. I was just going to bed, and waking up and going to work. But yeah, I think that is. I think like you really figure out who's in your circle. Like when things change, you figure out who's actually you. Like I just took hands off, and I go, okay, whoever's in my circle, they'll show themselves and be active. And how are you? And check in with me. And identifying who is actually in my circle and who's actually really really down with it in terms of just like they've got my back, and that was interesting to me. And the other one was just, man, like another thing I learned is that, like, it's a very, and I think it's been documented quite a lot, but the media landscape and just media in general, like at the top level, not the talent, but the top level, like they could be they're very fickle. Like you could be the top of the top, and then all of a sudden you're not anymore, and it's just it's just the nature of the beast. It's got nothing to do. It's nothing personal with people.
Yes.
This is how it is. You're just a cog in the machine, and when they need a new cog, or when their cog breaks out, or that cog wants to go back to Taranaki, another one gets replaced, and it's just how it works. It's not, and yeah, to not take it personal. It took me a little while to do that, but yeah, I'm there now.
So you've learned a lot from that, and it's so good. See, like you know how you're saying, you finally found your circle. That all of that stuff won't happen unless the bad shit happened.
I mean, for an example, we have a friendship. When I'm down in Taranaki, I don't have to reach out to you. I knew you reached out. You're like, hey man, just checking in. How are you going? That's cool. Like that means that no matter what transaction we could give each other, like get this, I'll be on your podcast, I'll help you out here, blah blah blah. That doesn't mean shit. But the connection, the relationship between people, and the ability to go, hey man, I want to check in on what Hannah's up to. I want to go and check in what Tim's up to.
Yeah.
Like that's when you see who the real ones are. And that's when I took note in my head, like, oh man, that was really nice of that person. Yeah. And then you think, oh, what about this one? I thought we were cool.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing you learned, finding who's close to you.
Yeah, one is family. One is keeping family paramount, like really putting it up there. And the other one is and just when people that one. And then the third one is just around like the media landscape. It is very fickle, and you can't take it too personal. Yeah, you just have to be like, hey, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not the first, and I won't be the last.
What are your? I want to be sneaky, because you used to work for the Morning Shack.
I did.
You've seen what's happening with the Destiny, your Uncle Brian Tamaki's Destiny Church protest.
Hey, don't put Uncle and me in anything.
And Bailey, the new host, being involved in those protests. And I think PMN just posted like 4 minutes ago that he's fired now.
Yeah.
I don't think there would have been any other result because of the large public interest. What were your thoughts on that? Truthfully.
I've known Mikhail for a long time, mate.
Yeah.
I've known Mikhail. And the one thing about him is, and I said it like earlier, like what's the word I want to use? He's just very forward with things.
You know what you're getting with Mikhail.
And he's very emotional, and that's what makes him special. He's an emotional dude. So with that whole situation, like I think they could have handled it a bit quicker, but at the same time, it was a very complex thing because legally you don't know how much he was there, you don't know anything like that. I don't really know much about it. I met Bailey once or maybe twice in my lifetime, and he seemed like a good dude at the time, but that was like maybe an hour or so. I didn't know the backstory of all things, but I kind of, for me, like that kind of chapter finished in June, and then I just kind of moved on. Yeah, so I would love to be able to give you more, like, oh yeah, this is what happened.
No, definitely. I just want to know because you know what the process are there, like theirs like.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot has changed too since I was there.
True.
And so I know, I know that Louis left, and Louis was our go-to, and he's gone. So I don't know how we would deal with him. But I mean, it's kind of hard because, in one standpoint, and I said it earlier, like he's been let go. Like, I don't know legally. Like, I don't agree with what he did, not at all. Yeah. But there's two sides. Like what we talked about with the humble thing that you said. It's a polarizing issue. There's two ways to think about it, and there's people that are pro Destiny and anti-Destiny, and the pro side of things will go, well, he was just there, like he didn't do anything, but at the same time he's associating himself with somebody that has caused such a division in the rainbow community, and with him being on Morning Shack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
I think it was the assault, man.
Oh man,
That's what drew the line. Like, I think a lot of people were recognizing, everyone's okay to protest whenever you want to protest and whatnot. But once that shoving, the pushing,
yeah.
I mean, one girl had ribs, like
Right.
bruised ribs and bruised arms.
I watched it and I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah.
These poor people. You got to think about like that Liberian, the Liberians that were just trying to do their job. I wake up in the morning, they're like, cool, we got this thing on, and then like there's no excuse me, there's no right way around justifying that.
Exactly.
But at the same time, like we have to just look for the love that, like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, I know that
Yeah.
that heinous shit happened, and it was disgusting. But like,
I get where you're coming from, bro.
I felt like a lot of people. I felt like love kind of did shone on that situation a lot more now than it would have done like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
If this would have happened in 2015, 2012, whenever, it wouldn't be as spotlighted as it is today, because like New Zealand's society is quite conscious of, diversity and
Yeah.
inclusivity now.
Yeah.
And that's great. Like, that is great. But I mean, inevitably, it was that was going to happen. Like, you couldn't have not. You couldn't have not done that. You couldn't have just gone, oh, we're not going to fire you. Like, he had to get fired.
He had to. Because there's too many people looking into it.
Oh, man. I mean, when you're in the Herald, like, when New Zealand is looking for you, then I totally understand.
Yeah.
And, like, I know, those times I've spent with him, and I've DM'd him before this happened and everything, and he's always been a really cool dude with me. And, yeah, and it's harsh, but you should have known that shit before you went in there.
And see, I'm the kind of person that I don't care if you don't believe what I believe. That's fine. We can talk. Once the violence starts, that's where I'm like, nah, that's not acceptable.
Handy.
And Brian Tamaki actually told the group, man up,
I
to
saw that
force
too.
their way
I saw
into
that
there.
shit too.
So they were aware of what the violence that they were going to cause going into it. It wasn't like, that changed my mind when Tamaki said, yeah, go up there. You're all good. Go up there and, shove your way through.
Now that, like, inciting a riot like that, that needs to be looked into. But I mean, like, this dude's dodging bullets left and right all the time.
I
like,
know.
When's enough? And I said it on my things, like, when's enough going to be enough? When is somebody going to do something about this?
Yeah. And man, all the people I saw in that video, they're like brown people. And it's like, brown men.
What's your take on that, sis?
I believe, well, I'm not going to act like I'm a savior.
No.
People can believe what they want to believe. But I also know, statistically, brown people are more vulnerable, in our economy. So we face a lot of stresses and pressures that impact our spirit, in a sense. So we're constantly finding ways to feel safe, and that's where they feel safe. Have you seen Brian Tamaki speak?
Yeah.
You come out, hard day of work, kids, need to pay bills and shit like that, and you listen to Brian Tamaki and you're like, yeah, this feels good. So that's what I feel. That's what how I feel about it. But they can believe what they want. Just don't come in, freaking start attacking people on the road for it, or infiltrating spaces that you're not even invited to. So that's how I feel about it. What about you?
Well, like,
interesting question, by the way. I actually never thought of it.
Yeah, no, it's you look at the I don't want to say lack of diversity, but this his demographic are our people, and especially the low socioeconomic ones, and it's almost like the grooming of them, like the grooming of you need to come and help us out, you need to get this going. I don't know, like, mindset wise, how. I mean, like, I'm not an expert, so I'm kind of like, I would love to hear.
We're
like,
not experts.
No.
Just letting you guys know, this is just.
But like, just the inclusion. I don't even want to say inclusion. The stuffing, really. The absolute kind of like. I'm trying to think of this word. Just putting religion into culture, going all the way back to when colonizers came through. That kind of like, this is what you need to do. This is church, this is this, you need to come through, all came from that colonial mindset.
Yep.
And when they landed on each island and they tried to, infiltrate, they're trying to infiltrate culture. That's the word I was looking for. The infiltration of, hey, like, church is really good for you. But then, and which has its place, don't get me wrong. But when you use that and you weaponize that
Yes.
towards, Māori Pacifica, and then it's like, okay, now, I get a little bit of power in my veins. Now we're just going to do the next one and the next one. And then it's just kind of compounded up into this fucking ugly situation that happened last weekend. And it sucks because it is our people. And, we have such a lineage of voyages and absolute just gifts, but yet, we see this and it puts everything back down, and it sucks, man. It really does. And
absolutely.
but yeah, I think that's the thing that kind of bothers me more than anything.
Yeah.
Is that like, man, it's going back to dawn raids and before that stuff, and for us to go, man, we've come so far, and then all of a sudden this kind of stuff happens. It really sucks, man. Like, but it's not everyone. We can't blanket statement. This is everybody,
Of course.
But
just the people that were involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you're making sense. I mean, they had like a sexual predator in their church as well.
And then what got done with that? What got done? Nothing. No
With what?
charitable. Did the government take away the charitable trust? Nothing. That guy got put out there. He had name suppression too, I think, for a while. It's like, how does this dude get name suppression? But at the same time, it's like, why is there no punishment for Destiny Church for all these bad things that have happened throughout the ages?
There's been some conversations about taking them off as a charitable trust. Patamaki's like, I don't care. I don't believe that shit.
You know that other thing that pissed me off too was the reaction from Luxon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think he went a little bit too far. That's all he said. Bro, like, this dude has struck fear into parents of LGBT rainbow communities, like family members that are like, man, my kid's gone out at night time. I'm so scared. I hope they don't run into some. It's really, fuck it. It's disgusting. And for me, I'm thinking, okay, what needs to get done to fix this issue? And Luxon, it's a little bit too far. Bro, you need to, and to be honest, that dude needs to get votes because he's losing right now in the polls. So he needs to be jumping on board. He needs to be like, nah, man, what we're doing is we're taking that away.
All the right-wingers are like, Christopher Luxon doesn't represent us. He's too left. He's woke and all this shit. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you never get enough of them.
Yeah, man, jump on and get some, I don't want to say get some votes, but show some empathy. Like, I get it, whatever wing you're on, but we all got to have empathy. We've all got to be empathetic to our neighbour, I should say. But
absolutely.
Whatever flag they're flying in terms of, their sexuality, their nationality. But you just have to show empathy because at the end of the day, those are real people. Those people, that person that broke her rib and got concussed, that one, she's a real person.
Exactly. And I'll probably stretch that even further. Radical empathy. I saw a post on Twitter. Someone made a really good point about, the people in Destiny, how a lot of people are hating on them. Are we going to show empathy to them as well after the incidents that happened?
See, this is what I like
We're all
about
people. Love overall.
This is what I like about you. You bring the angles, and I like that. I like that angle.
Yeah, I might get dragged for that one.
But not, I mean, you
people,
didn't say
right?
it. Somebody else said it.
And like I said before, somebody else said it.
Yeah.
And like I said before, we're Pacific Islanders and Māori, we don't sit on the highest of stats when it comes to wealth, even health, so not everyone, of course, just so when that person tweeted that, I was like, that's a good point. But I don't think anyone would really tune into it.
And I think a lot of people have to think, you might say that's a good point. Doesn't mean that you believe in that good point. Like, a good point can be a good point.
A good point is something that makes you think.
Oh, 100%.
Question yourself. That's it.
And that's I think, that is what I think your superpower really is, sis. I think you're really good at that. There's some things you say, I think, I never thought of that angle. And then I go to the comment section and I go, holy, I'm glad I didn't think of that angle before you did. But it is, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
Like
mean.
your ones, like your angles, they're great points. But they don't always, like, not everybody needs to agree with your good point.
No, it doesn't.
And yeah, but that,
Yeah.
when you, okay, let's go back to that one. Okay, if we're going to show empathy, yeah, they need empathy. Empathy is not like a tennis match. We're not going to go, here's some empathy, here, and just throw it back and forth.
Well, then the hate is the same, right?
There we go. That's the same.
But hate is worse. We could die, one of us could die if we just kept doing love and empathy.
Yeah, the return on investment is different. If the investment is showing love back, I might get some love back, but at least I won't get somebody at my front doorstep trying to kill me. And flip side, it could be the other way around.
But I mean,
have you ever talked about the humble thing on your podcast?
This episode is proudly sponsored by BlueNet, which is an internet service provider company that is dedicated to delivering high-speed, reliable, and affordable broadband across Aotearoa. They take huge pride in their customer care and customer client services, and they are Pacific-owned and focused as well. So if you'd like to join, call this number here or visit www.bluenet.co.nz. No, I haven't. Yeah. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
Look at me. It's like I've been in an interview or something like that. Did you get hate for that? No, I know that was a dumb question.
Yeah.
Level of hate, though, on a scale of, and you don't have to give examples, of a scale of it, 100 being like somebody showing up at your house to 0 being, it wasn't that bad. Where was it?
For me personally or for the community?
For you.
For me, it was like, being honest here, maybe a 7.5.
Okay. Out of 10.
Out
10
of
being
10.
the top. Okay.
As in how much it hurt me?
Yeah.
Oh, how much it hurt me?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How much, the backlash from it?
Oh, the backlash from it?
Towards you?
10, bro.
10? Yeah.
10.
I
20 out of 10.
Because remember, I hit you up, eh?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I saw that, I gave it a good like 3 or 4 hours. I hit you up and I was like, hey, I got my phone. Hey, you all good, eh?
Yeah.
Nah, that's all I said. Everything all good? You all right? And he said, yeah, everything's all right, brother.
Yeah.
Sweet. It's a good point. Not just it doesn't have to be a correct point or an incorrect point, but
it
it's
makes you
just a
think.
good point.
And everyone was thinking. Did you see the art pieces and the poems?
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, there were a lot of poems and art pieces and songs being made.
How about you?
So it made people think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
that goes back to what I was saying before, is like that is important to society, because if you can make somebody think about their take on certain things, if we don't have that, we turn into robots. We turn into androids that are just controlled and things.
Yeah.
We need that. And it conditions it's like going to the gym, like for your brain. Like you always like I watched that and I thought, okay, let's break this down a little bit. Let's see, what does this even mean? You know, like, and I'm not Samoan, so I don't know. Yeah. So listening and watching and understanding and seeing, okay, whereabouts, what do you mean by this? And that, it was good for me because I learned.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like me that aren't Samoan.
Now do you know the Samoans who need to be humbled?
There's plenty of them out there. Cheers to them, mate. Cheers to them. Cheers to them. But yeah, it's very interesting. I was wondering about that, if anybody's actually talked to you about it.
Oh, a lot of people have like reached out to me and stuff like that but I was just like, it's not like a big deal.
No.
For me personally, it was a big deal for our community because there's not many content creators, Samoans, compared to like Balangis. So we're like, what we're seeing through our news feed is very limited. Like if you go to white people, right, they've got like psychology podcasts,
yes,
history podcasts, podcasts about toilets, podcasts about politics, and it's just so many. With the islands, Samoa, very little. So this area is unexplored. So we don't have enough.
It's scary.
It's very scary.
It's scary
but also an opportunity.
It's very it's very dark and there's not a lot of light there, so you don't know where you're going.
Exactly.
But I think that was a very, very I think it was a very strong moment, I think. Just to go, hey man, we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a hot take, and whether you believe it or not, but it's here, and away you go. I wanted to also comment on the person, the way that it was edited was muy buen. It was great.
We blame Karl. Karl, you're at fault for this.
Carl,
I feel so sorry for Karl. Karl was like,
Karl,
oh my
brother.
gosh, it's my fault.
No. It was beautiful. Coming from a social media background, okay, and how the climax of it it was the journey of it. It was beautiful. There was a part at the start where you're like, okay, I'm interested. I'm here. I'm interested. Keep going. And then it kept going. I was like, whoa, okay. Yep, where we're going. Whoa, okay. And then went down, and it was straight to the comment section. It made me go to the comment section, which again is important when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
So good on you, Karl, bro. You're killing it, brother. I need to get you to edit some of my stuff, brother.
He's traumatized from it stuff.
Yeah, it was a very interesting time. And like knowing you beforehand and knowing your intentions of let's just shine light on something, I knew it came from that place. But anyone not familiar with that would have thought, who is this?
Yeah,
Oh,
who the
how
hell are
dare
you?
Who are you to
Why
say
are you
that?
allowed to have a brain?
Yeah, or an opinion that isn't the same as somebody else's. But yeah, I think it's very important. And I think right now more than ever, with those three content creators, with yourself, Eliota, and Mikkel as well, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a great place for you to just come up with like a hot take and just being like, hey man, this is what I thought.
Yeah.
What's your opinions on it?
Yeah.
And that's what the internet's for. Is everybody's got an opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But man, you saw the comment section.
I did.
Every dark thing from the past, enemies from the past, friends I thought were friends, and it was so beautiful. Like it was hurtful, but it was so beautiful. Like I cried during that time, but it was so beautiful. Like the amount of the self-discovery I made, and now I just have a clean slate this year. I know who's for me. Similar to you.
I was about to say the same
similar
thing.
to you. I know who's for me. If I get freaking rich, I know who I'm giving money to. If I ever get to that stage, and I know who to support. And if that had not happened, and all these snakes there were a lot of them, bro. More than 20. More than 20.
All right.
All these snakes who were coming to me for help, for different things, saying, oh, I need help with this. I would give my services freely. I did not mind. That's the type of person I am. Quickly turned when they saw that video.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to take this on. But it was so painful at the beginning, but now I'm so glad that it had happened to me.
Yeah.
This is for me personally, of course. It just, it was another side of my personality that unlocked, another side of my growth. So I'm constantly seek those experiences, not getting dragged, but just dark experiences.
Yeah.
That will, you got no other way to go but the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that
crazy.
saying of like, when the grasses cut the snakes, you'll be able to see the snakes.
Yeah.
And that was very, that. I'll tell you what, sis, you cut that grass pretty short to the ground. I'm just going to say that. But it was a very, I felt, is a very interesting thing to observe, not from a race standpoint, not from anything else, just in terms of like what society is like online when something is so polarizing like that, and where it goes with, and man, it was a moment. I'll be honest. I was involved in a moment like that. Well, not like that, but not like that.
Okay, sweet.
But with the Warriors kid, when I was like, "Hey, brother,"
it
kind of like blew up,
off.
and it was kind of like, "Is this guy taking the piss out of this dude?" I got the, "Why is this guy trying to be a Maori?
Yeah,
Why is this?
yeah.
Oh, look
I
at this guy!"
remember
Da, da,
that.
da. And I just laughed it off, and I was just like, "Cool, man." It taught me like, that's your opinion. That's fine.
Love that.
I knew what it was. And the same with you. You know what it was when you were like, hey man, this is a very, I strongly feel this way about this.
Yeah.
And here's my reasoning. Man, whoever's got their opinion, go hard, but that's still my reasoning. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm so glad I got to talk to you about that, because
Yeah.
I was very interested in what happened, the aftermath of it. And
They just died.
Yeah.
Remember I said they'll get over it?
Yeah.
They're literally all
Yeah.
over it now.
Yeah.
So
Have you been to Manukau Mall? Did
Yeah.
you go to Manukau Mall?
Yeah.
Was that crazy?
Yeah, a lot of people.
I did that. What a.
I don't go out in public, I don't go out in public anymore as much. Or I'll wear glasses because they'll be like, It's actually not too bad.
Okay.
Like people will be like, "Hey."
I shouldn't laugh at it, eh?
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh at it. But I was like, as soon as that happened, I talked to my missus.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I wonder if she could go to Monaco Mall like next week or something and
Yeah,
what that
yeah.
would be like. But everything been all right going on in public when you have
Everything's been
Okay,
alright.
that's good.
Yeah. Honestly, or just talk online.
Well, here's the thing too, is like now that you've got, that going on, bro, you can't pick your nose at the traffic lights anymore, really.
Exactly. Can't yawn.
People will take photos of you, man.
Can't yawn.
I had a dude, I was just having a good old pic, man. I had a long day.
Yeah, yeah.
And he took a photo and sent it on, put it online and tagged me. I was like, this guy, I don't even know who this is.
Yeah,
this guy doesn't even follow me. And then, it is what it is.
I'm also very careful just where I am, to be honest. Well, I'm not really at many places anyway. Like I'm boring, way. I work and then I go home and then that's it.
But you're smart enough to know. Like,
Yeah.
You're not going to be like, oh, why am I here? And you'd be like, oh, that's right. But nah, you're good. But nah, it's interesting.
Your comedy show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can you tell us about it?
So like as soon as I finished up at New, I was like, nobody's like doing comedy, not stand-up comedy, just comedy online and stuff like that. Like it's not actually it's not monetized. There's no way to there's a couple of ways to monetize it, casino streams and things like that, which I'd love to get your opinion on. But we're coming back to that later. But like not just there's like ads and things like that. There's that way to get paid for it. But I was like, man, like,
why didn't you do it?
Yeah. Why are they not? Why are these content creators like just doing stand-up? Then I did stand-up and I realized it's a completely different
it's hard,
game.
eh?
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It is so hard, no matter who you are.
A lot of those influencers would survive in
No.
comedy.
Yeah, but it's
That's
a different
an art,
muscle.
bro.
It's a different muscle.
It's an art that's existed since the beginning of time.
And it's
freaking jesters.
And you're vulnerable. There's no one to save you.
Yeah.
There's no record. Oh no, I didn't like that take. Do it again. No, it's one take and that's all you got. And that like intrigued me. I was like, okay, if I can get good at this, I might be able to monetize it. I might be able to do a show. And yeah, I started that in like June, and I just hammered it. I was doing like 4 shows a week, just everything I could get. It's good.
Was it being well received?
Yeah. And then did this, and then now I'm getting an hour together. So yeah, May I have my hour together, and it's really good because it doesn't have to be all comedy. Like it's all good to just do jokes, but like if you're doing a full hour, it can't be that way because people need rest. They need to take things in, and I'm learning that at the moment. So yeah, I've got it's at the first week of May at the New Zealand Comedy Fest.
Love that.
Yeah, I've got an hour.
I'm going to be there.
You better, man.
Please
You've
mock
said
me.
that a few times.
Oh, that's on my bucket list.
To get roasted,
Don't bring it up in front of the... No, just
I'll go hard.
Please
I was
roast
like, that's that humble chick over there. That's a humble someone right there. Sheesh.
One of my bucket list, guys, is to be roasted at a comedy show. I've always wanted to be one of those audience people.
Come through, man.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Oh, man. I've got a few. Like right now, Patrice O'Neill is my number one.
I haven't seen him.
He's passed away. He's amazing. He was amazing. And like the regulars, Chappelle, but in New Zealand there's a few really good ones. Keegan Govind is one of my. I'm just like Joe Damon's another one. Heta Dawson is probably he's like my mentor. Like I go to him and he helps me out. There's so many great comedians in New Zealand that people don't really know of.
Absolutely.
Like David Kyrgios, like there's some real good brown comedians that are so good at what they do, but they don't really get a lot of shine. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can do it. So yeah, my comedy show is called The Kapahaka Dropout. Yeah. And it's all about me exploring my identity as a kid being fair-skinned Māori. And all of the times, like there's the time that like I speak on the time when I figured out I could use it to my advantage was when like my mate was getting like the police dog like sicked on him. And the police dogs left me alone, and I got to pet the police dog, and I was good to go. Like it's just funny things like that I've noticed, being fair-skinned and being proud Māori. But at a time in my life, I was not proud because I was getting mocked and I was getting Māori. I was getting judged about my skin color, but inside my whakapapa and my heart, my wairoa was Māori. So. Yeah, I explore that, and I explore just growing up in the hood and what it was like for me, growing up in the hood, being fair-skinned and trying to, I was too white for Sione, but I was too brown internally for John. No, so like there was this juxtaposition between these two
Yeah.
people, dichotomy of it. So yeah,
How are you now with that?
I'm good now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it still takes me a little while to understand it, but I know that I know my purpose is to be 100% proud with it. Because if I'm anything less than proud of it, I'm doing my tipuna and my mum a disservice. And, you know, my nan, who I talk about in my show around, like, she would always say, like, you know, whakapapa is all that matters. And I would be doing her, you know, a disservice and not putting her name up, you know. And so it's been... it's been writing has been a real journey around and going back and flashbacking back to, you know, times in my life where I was a bit like, oh, maybe I should just act white, or maybe I should just pretend that I'm all good and put a voice on. And, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see it now.
Thank you.
I honestly can't wait to come. You'll be my first comedy show I've attended.
Oh, really? Okay.
I imagine
good.
I'm not in deep into the world of comedy. I do love Chappelle. Like the way that guy just captures people.
He's a different animal.
Yeah.
Don't come to my show expecting me to do that. Well, nothing like Chappelle. I'll be like, yeah, duh. I've only done it for like a year.
What's that? All my cousins, yeah, he's like Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
guys.
don't do that, man. When you come, man, I'm gonna roast the shit out of you. But yeah, it's been a really cool journey to learn this art form around
What's been like the coolest thing about it?
Probably like I did a competition with it, and that was cool to do it. I didn't win it, but it was cool to like just hone in and get your 5 minutes to 7 minutes sorted and lock down jokes. But probably just the admiration and the respect from other comedians. That's been really cool. Like people I see on TV, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't really know who I am. Not saying that they should, but they're like, man, like, and they'll talk to me like I'm their equal, and it's been really cool. Like it's been a real cool moment for me. Like your David Kyrgioses and Baba, and who else? Like Tony Lyle, who was on 7 Day. All these 7 Day guys, they've been like, man, you really Pax Society, and giving me tips and giving me pointers and just helping me, getting admiration by people that I admire has been quite cool. But yeah, it doesn't mean nothing unless you just continue to get on stage and work. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh man. And like, what other things outside of comedy do you have planned for the rest of the year?
So we're going to Japan. I'm doing a Japan tour of for Bakery Run, and that's in March.
You made it.
Oh yeah, we made it. Of course we made it.
No, I remember the video you put up.
Yeah, we put the video up. But man, I just sold some stuff. I sold my car. I was like, just sell the car. You guys can walk to school. Like we're going. So we're going in March. I was supposed to do an update. I filmed it, but I didn't put it up. So it will probably be up soon. And
so
we got some
how long are you in Japan for?
We're going for 9 days.
Nice.
Yeah, we got some real big guests on too. Like, we got some really big rugby guests because all the rugby players are over there.
Yes, yeah.
So so that's going to be pretty cool. And then I'm hoping to get the show done in May, and then if it all goes well, then take it around the country. And I want to go to like places that comedy doesn't go to. Like I want to go to Otara, and I want to go to Flaxmere and Porirua, and you know, down in was it Christchurch, Crichton or something like that, like the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people from Christchurch are going to go, Crichton's not even that hood. But if you are watching this, let me know, and then I'll say. But I want to go. I want to go and give our kind of comedy to our people, because when you go to town to do comedy, it's town. Like it's people that live in those apartments, or they're out on the town. They've gone to a show. It's not our people.
Yeah.
And it's it's no one's fault. It's just how it's worked. And so yeah, that's why there's a new comedy club in Manurewa being made called Poppies, and Heta Dawson he owns it, and bro, it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just like 40 people, and it's just people from Manurewa and Otara and Clendon and everywhere.
So they just like perform?
Yeah, it's just a full-on club. You just come in, you get up, he calls your name up, and people get tickets.
Can we go and watch?
You can come tonight. You come tomorrow night.
For real?
Yeah,
Is there one tonight?
Yeah, there's one tonight, tomorrow night.
You're going tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get you tickets. We're easy.
Oh, yo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll come.
It's
as long as no one beats me up for my humble
No,
opinion.
I'm just going to sit you right in the front. Like, you know this chick? Remember her?
Shame on you.
Remember this one? Then my real opinions will come out. Oh, man, this one. Did you hear what she said? And then I'll push a button and it'll play in the background of the video.
Yeah.
Play on the projector.
Oh, no.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You know I'm going to wear a COVID mask.
That's another hack too. It's another good hack.
Hey, but I like your content, especially what you've been saying on your post about vulnerability and authenticity. I think a lot of people find that hard to clock nowadays.
It's hard, man.
Right? Because
it's hard to clock. You name me another person on TV that you can honestly say, if you met them in real life, they're probably going to be like that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And people usually think being authentic means being out the gate.
No,
like
not
being
at all.
wild, but authenticity is actually really hard to clock. And I like that you brought that up.
With that post that you're talking about,
Yeah.
that was just me going around and just meeting people, and they just hugged me. They were just so happy to see me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, look, everybody loves me. But it's like, if you could connect to an audience and you can connect to people like authentically, like that's who you are. And when they meet you, that's who you are. Then fuck, man, you could take over the world. Like those people will back you. And I've been really, like what you said, I've been on my journey of just, because before my content used to just be the Crowd Goes Wild stuff, the radio stuff, and a couple of posts here. But I'm like, you know what, man, like people are real, and I need to show them that this is a real thing.
Yeah. And I think that's where, in the near future, authentic content will thrive. Like, I think people are just getting better at picking up fakeness over a screen. Hey, because remember, it used to be like the way people would buy, and like they would buy anything that'll like make them feel or believe a certain way. Now it's like people are more skeptical of everything they buy into.
And so they should be.
Exactly. I'm proud of that.
We put that thing out on about the bakery run. Like, hey, if you want to donate, help us out. And man, the amount of we got so much love. It was great. But the amount, it was probably 60-40. The other 40 was like, how could you ask us for money? Just give us, I'm like, man, it's $2. Like, shout us a pie. Like, it's not much.
Yeah.
But, I get that. They're skeptical. They think that we're going to take their money and run with it. And that's fine. Like, if you think that, then Kate the pie. Like, I'm not just gonna sit here and go, nah, I promise you, man. It's your, you can vote with your dollar, no matter if you want whatever you want to do. You can also vote with your view. If you're gonna look at things like that, then you're contributing to that person's success, and the like and the comment and whatever you want to do, whatever it is, the engagement.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're so right. It's weird, eh? It's weird like that.
I think you're a pretty authentic content creator, to be honest.
And you know me outside of all this, and I'm just, I just like to bring conversation. I just like conversation.
Bring good energy, man. You bring good energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that counts, man.
Energy is the most important thing to what you bring.
And I mean, say this interview, for instance, right? I was late here. But I was in constant contact with you. Hey sis, just in Otorohunga, there's roadworks, because that means I legit care about your time. I don't want to be like, I don't want to fuck you around. I don't want to be like, oh, you'll be there later. Like, I care about your time, so that's why I told you about it. But there's some, if you don't care, if there's not enough care in things.
Yeah, being nonchalant.
Yeah, I'll be there whenever. Yeah. But if you actually care, and
being
I care.
Being nonchalant is not cool. It's not cool. I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, just chill. Just doing okay, be chill somewhere else.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. But I mean, I care about the success of this stuff, for you, because it's very important. And it's important to you, so it's important to me. And I think if more people kind of felt like that around content and their favorite content creators, and if they vibe with them or not, then man. But yeah. And there's so many out there that are really, don't get me wrong, I think there's heaps of them that's who they are, and it's that's that's cool. If that's who you vibe with, that's who you vibe with. So
absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for always supporting me. In our humble beginnings and everything like that. You're a real one.
I saw the pun you just dropped there. Hey, the humble beginning. I was actually gonna do it. I don't want to talk to you about this too. I was gonna do an action figure of you.
For real?
As the humble Samoan.
I'll buy it.
Okay, I got you. Don't worry. You don't have to buy it. I'll just hook you up. Because I already made it.
No, I want to buy it because I care about your time.
Oh, see you got
that?
Okay.
Empathy.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for watching. We got this.
We got this.
Yeah.